Welcome to the 6th episode of my Forever World. So after I returned from the end in the previous episode, I maxed out all my tools and started grinding for all the materials I'd need for my very first build. In the 6th episode, that's pretty crazy. I had everything except for the lighter materials that I needed for the top part of my build. First, I collected all the sand I needed for the smooth sandstone. Digging down, down, digging down, down, digging down, 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 digging down. For my build, I need smooth sandstone, and that's a whole process to get if you mine sand, because you need to first craft sandstone, and then smelt it in the furnace. It took a long time. I then proceeded to make a skeleton farm. You see, I had found a skeleton spawner right next to the place I wanted to set up base, which was very lucky. And since I need bone blocks for my build, I decided to make a skeleton farm. Many things went wrong in this build. You see, first I had dug it 2 blocks too wide in all directions. That's why all the walls are cobblestone, because I have a lot of it, so I can spare some stacks. My second mistake was making the killing chamber a few campfires, which were directly beneath the spawner, which affected the spawn rate of skeletons. But that was fine because the fix was very quick and easy. It didn't take me long at all, and soon I could just AFK and get so many bones. The funny thing is, I didn't need that many, so I probably could have made it with the bones I already had. So the way I fixed this is I made the skeletons drop into a stream of water that brought them towards the left, and there, when I placed the campfires, the light level wouldn't interfere with the spawner, so everything fixed. I also placed doors so that I could AFK without having to worry about any hostile mobs attacking me. And getting to the killing chamber didn't require me to do parkour like this. After creating this skeleton farm, I lit up all the caves surrounding this place. I don't know if any other hostile mobs affect the spawn rate of any spawner. Whatever the case may be, I'm a lot safer now. And since these caves are so high up, I got so much coal out of it. I mean, stacks and stacks. So I'm not going to show how I fixed this. Here's just the end product. I'm going to skip ahead to it. I didn't AFK for long. And I didn't get so many bone blocks, but it was more than enough. Also, here's all the coal I mentioned just moments ago. And this isn't even all of it. Before starting the build, I checked out the block palette. And once I was satisfied, I started with the bottom layout. I first started with some stone, just to get the shape. Later on I replaced it with some andesite or stone bricks. This is probably one of the biggest starter houses I've ever made. In this village I want all of the houses to hold at least a few villagers, so that I can come along and trade with them whenever I need. I think my main focus is a whole bunch of librarians that trade all the books that I will need. Especially since my armor isn't perfect and I have no way of enchanting my elytra yet. I also really need a silk touch hoe, because I don't have an iron farm for shears, and I don't want to go down to the mines every time I need a few leaves. As you can see, I wanted to make it pretty weathered from the top. And I think I messed up because when I added the wood, it didn't really show. You see this top layer right here? It isn't visible in the end product at all. So you don't get that degraded effect at the top, which is fine. I don't think it's necessary. Why do I get this strange, scary feeling? Phew, crisis averted. Alright, time for a quick time lapse. see the top layer's gone. It's hidden behind these slabs and what are these trapdoors? Anyway, I made this like trim to help support the beams that will come next. I think I made a pretty intricate pattern which later affected how I was going to make the windows. I really love spruce because it's so easy to collect and it's also so pretty. For the beams, I use spruce as well to match the trim. And to get a little bit of variation, I use the unstripped mangrove log. I then started making the walls of the second story. I started off with bone blocks just pointing upwards. I then continued with smooth sandstone and eventually finished with stripped birchwood. The roof took a lot more materials than I expected. It kind of makes sense though, because with a stack of, say, granite, you can't make a stack of stairs. Maybe I should have used a stone cutter. I don't know if that does any good. So I used a shade of granite, mud bricks, and jungle planks. I think they work well together, but I want to try out something new in my next builds. Perhaps like jungle wood on the outside and granite on the inside. Something like that. Next, I started working on the windows, which took a painfully long time to figure out how exactly I wanted to make this. As you can see, I used oak trapdoors for shutters. I also added mud fences to the side right there. These are there so that the sides aren't empty. So as you can see, these larger sides were a bit more busy, so I had to do that to the rest. I think it worked out fine. I even added a little veranda right there. And I had only one thing left to do, and that is the top little section. And here, all I'm gonna do is just add little windows so that it doesn't stand out that much. Right now, compared to the lower space, it looks quite plain. It doesn't really fit in. And since all the other windows have spruce, I decided to do the same with these. Later, I decided it's better to go with spruce trapdoors because then the opening will be bigger with pretty much the same look. Funny enough, fixing this little spot on the roof that I accidentally broke was the last block I placed in this build. And there you have it, the end product. It looks kind of lonely right now, but I'll fix that in later episodes. For now, I'm just glad this is done. Thanks for watching. This is the end of episode 6 and the beginning of much more.